So today we're going to talk about sexual transmutation. This is super fun, right? We looked in the beginning at a little bit of basic energy cultivation on the first day. On day 2, we actually got into a bit of transforming and transmuting energy and like working with anger and actually how we can take these Taoist hacks and bring them into practice, like in our daily lives, to actually start creating the life of our dreams. And I'm hoping everybody here got the understanding how important anger is. So please, if you understand how important anger is and you now feel more love for your angry feelings, please give me a 3 in the chat. If you understand this now, if you've got it, right? When you look at it this way, it's like it's a different thing, and your whole, it's actually, you just get much, much more calmer. It's quite amazing, you know? So let me, one second. Let me find my PowerPoint. Yes, okay. So it's like the sexual energy is like the magic ingredient that just amplifies everything. But we have grown up in a culture where we have been taught, everything we've been taught to do with the sexual energy is pretty much the opposite of what's going to get us these amazing results. So we're really changing this programming that we've been given, that's been given to people for at least 1,000 or more years in our culture. And we're going back to our original programming with all of this. And it's, you know, it's a big thing to do, right? You can spend a whole lifetime trying to figure it out and not figure it out. Or you can even, you know, try for years. You can try and get info out of books or YouTube videos and so on. I'm going to explain about why it's really important to do it in a certain way and also be guided, because these are really powerful exercises and people can get results amazingly fast. So by amazingly fast, I'm talking about a couple of months. However, it's really important to actually do the right exercises in the right order, in the right way. Okay, so we saw this yesterday. Sexual energy is a superfood for your soul. Sexual energy is the ultimate creative energy that arises in the universe and animates all living things. It is the energy that created you and it regenerates you. So we looked at the alchemical chamber thing yesterday and I introduced myself. I think everybody here knows me by now, you know, but what I'm talking about is all from my own personal experience with my own self-practice and with the clients that I've worked with and helped, and through using this system, basically. And the system's actually really, really fun. You know, it's effective, it's powerful, it's fun. It can be used in a really fun way, you know, as well. And I'm certified by Master Chia to teach this as well. So here's me with the Master Chia. And I think I mentioned this before. Let me just quickly read this again for anyone watching who's not seen that, because these are powerful energies that we are working with and they must be respected. Many Western people have played with these energies and harmed themselves. And the Taoist practices we look at, they need to be done in a certain order, in a certain way, and with a guide. Master Chia is really strict about this. And I've had so many people contact me with problems because they practice these in the wrong way. So I do say everything I'm covering here is based on the work that I've developed and evolved with my clients. This is all about what I do with my clients. If you're interested, drop me a message. Let's get in touch. I'm gonna just quickly, if you don't have it, I'm gonna put my WhatsApp here in the chat. And I offered yesterday, I'm giving out some free master classes that people normally have paid like £72 for. So if you want one of those, just message me on WhatsApp. Okay, so I'm just saying this all needs to be done really carefully. It's super powerful energies. We need to learn the right way to work with them. But the benefits of doing this are really, really big, you know, and the results I see with my clients include healing from debilitating mental conditions, also physical health conditions having a big impact, sexual health problems healing, relationships really healing as well. But obviously when we heal ourselves as an individual in the relationship, it has a big impact on the rest of the relationship. You know, this is really holistic. Everything is like we work with one system and everything comes together, and it's all based around energy hacking and sexual energy and emotional energies. So we saw yesterday how the body is an alchemical chamber. So let's look a bit at working with sexual energy. So sexual energy is a superfood for the soul, and it can feed and amplify anything. Because it amplifies, it brings to the surface everything that is there already. Yes, it can amplify your gifts and your creativity, but the first thing it will do is amplify your subconscious and your shadow. So anything in there that, you know, you might be really, really unaware of things that are in there, you know, and this can even be seen with people, they get in sexual relationships and a lot of emotions come up. You know, when we're working on this deep level with this sexual energy, it can cause a lot of emotional stuff to come up. It can be anger, it can be self-doubt, it can be, you know, fear, it can be mistrust, it can be a lot of different things, egoism, it can build, if you're not aware, like you say here, this allows you to process these energies. However, if you are working on the energy level with sexual energy, but you don't know how to work with emotional energies in the energy field, you will likely end up with problems. So this is why the last couple of days I've been talking about emotions. This is always the first step. Must do this before you work with sexual energy in any tradition. And if someone's teaching to work with the sexual energy before the emotional energy, I would say don't do that. Okay. So this whole system is about reversing the societal programming to take you back to your original programming, which is actually having a deep, loving and spiritual relationship with your sexuality. However, the societal program is likely to fight back. This is why you self-sabotage. So if you imagine, right, your current self, right, which is this self that's programmed by society, and you can almost imagine it's like this little animal that's sitting inside you, right? And you want to create the new self of you with your original, authentic, amazing programming. So you're bringing in this new animal to replace the old animal. And of course, the old animal is going to fight back. It's going to try and resist, you know. So it's really, really important to understand, you know, the different forms that the old animal can take to fight back, you know, and to really be aware that's happening. It can be putting thoughts in your head and so on, causing you to maybe like not, you know, take the steps you need to take. But when you really go with it and you really go with your desires, and this is what I was saying in previous days, your desires are your destiny. This is so important, you know, follow your desires, what you want, the universe is going to give it to you, what you want with your whole heart. So it's really important to just be aware, because this energy is so powerful, it's risky. It's like you're getting in a jet plane and flying it. So sexual energy is a powerful energy. It can do incredible things. It's also extremely volatile, especially in men, it's extremely volatile. So you need to know how to handle it. Most people go through life, and although divine sexual energy is calling them, they can't answer the call to the deep journey it can take them on. Many people try working with sexual energy on their own and find nothing or not much happens. Tantra communities are rife with bad energies because they take this really volatile energy and mess around with it like a toy. It is actually a series of energies and processes. And when you understand this and hone the tools to work with them, you then have access to its benefits. And here's like side effects of misuse. One is nothing might happen or not much might happen, which is kind of okay. You know, you can have emotions be uncontrollably amplified. You know, you can have anger, you can have paranoia, fear. These are very common ones. Shame can be amplified. Physical health problems in the prostate and lower back are fairly common in men. The energy can get stuck in the head. You can get dizziness, inability to focus. You can have sexually inappropriate behavior, mental illness, psychosis, mania, depression. You can develop sexual problems. So someone with no sexual problems can actually develop sexual problems. This has happened to people that have come to me and become my clients, that they read in a Mantak Chia book certain exercises, started following and ended up with premature ejaculation, for example. The same with us women. It's important how we do the exercises to keep the gynecological health in a good state. And also even uncontrolled orgasms. This isn't someone I knew particularly, but she had started just working with the energy, and she was just having orgasms all the time and she couldn't control it. And she actually went to Master Chia to help. So it's really important to understand the different types of energy and how to bring them up and how to bring them down. So let's look at the types of sexual energy. So sexual energy isn't just one thing. There are many types. To work with it safely, once the preliminary work has been done. So it's almost like we're talking about the foreplay. It's important to do the foreplay and work with the whole body and the emotions before going into the sexual organs. And it's important to know the different types. So spiritual sexual energy is about working with the spiritual aspects of sexual energy relating specifically to love. That's kind of safe to do, and we're going to do that today. So you don't need to really do too much of the preliminaries to do that today. Hormones are another form of sexual energy to work with. So if you're a lady or even a gent, you can massage around your nipples and your breasts and actually notice a nice feeling. Guys, you can massage your testicles, maybe notice a nice feeling as well. That's just hormones releasing. And it's really good for those hormones to release because they can actually be causing problems with the health if they get stuck. And those hormones are also a form of energy. There's also unaroused sexual energy. There's aroused sexual energy. There's orgasmic energy as well. And by the way, Kundalini awakening or awakening to full body orgasms is what happens when the chi in the belly is transformed into Shen in the heart. And the heart Dantian, which we talked about yesterday, starts to activate. So love is really important. We're going to talk about this soon, yeah? So let's look at why are we not in touch with the sexual energy? Number one, shame. We grow up being taught to feel this is a dangerous thing or a shameful thing, and that it's not the sacred divine thing our ancestors of the past thought it was. So ancient people saw sexuality as a sacred way to connect to others, to heal and regenerate their bodies, access wisdom, direction, their destiny, and spiritual purpose. Modern society sees sexuality as inherently risky, something that needs to be suppressed and hidden, and yet at the same time, it's shoved in our faces in a soulless way 24/7. You know, so many people will think a pedophile just is someone who doesn't control their sexual energy. And then they'll have a lot of, obviously there's a lot of hate and so on for sex offenders, which is quite understandable, of course, yeah. You know, but then it's almost like that takes on almost an element then of self-hatred and awareness that unless one is repressing one's own sexual energy enough, one is going to become a sex offender. And then basically, you know, it just feeds this whole dynamic of shame and lack of understanding about the sexual energy. So today, your average 13-year-old has watched hundreds of videos of women being abused sexually, and they think they know it all, yet they have no idea what sexuality is about. And I think porn is generally putting across a certain, you know, a certain ideology about sexuality, which is pretty much the opposite of all of this. And that's very, very much influencing people. And it's interesting because the church promoted a lot of shame around sexuality. But if you look at the whole cycle of putting on porn, watching masturbation, there's few people that will just be like, hey, what did you do last night? Oh, yeah, I just sat in and watched some porn and jerked off. Yeah, not many people will say that because people are ashamed to say that. And it's almost like the porn just increases and builds more of this this energy of shame. Interestingly enough, most masturbators will tense in their lower abdomen and groin as they're masturbating, which interestingly enough, it's that same problem we were talking about before. The shame causes us to tense around pubic bone, and it stops the sexual energy moving up. So if anyone has any questions about these, please type them in the chat. I'll be answering them shortly. So sexual energy, ancient people knew, is your divine creatrix energy. It made us, but it also powers us through life on many levels. This isn't just in the nice feeling that we get. That nice feeling is a superfood for your soul that has the power to permeate through your body and heal you at the cellular level, activating your alchemical process. So let's look at sexual and frustration. A lot of people put these words together. And sex, it's possible to experience sexuality with zero frustration. So we associate sexuality with frustration and urges that are considered to be negative. This is not what sexuality is about. This is blocked sexual energy. So urges and frustration are another symptom of blocked sexual energy. Sexual energy is innocent, it's pure, it's life-giving, it's the fuel of love, and it is here to create connection with yourself, your partner, and the divine. Sexual blockages are purely the results of belief systems. The most twisted pedophile is just someone with blocked sexual energy. And the sexual energy we think of as bad is just stagnant energy. Continuously repressing your sexual energy will leave you with health problems, unable to feel love and to connect. It's also going to affect your energy levels. It's going to affect your creativity. It's going to definitely block you off from a real high, deep spiritual connection as well with yourself and with all that is around us. So let's have a look at love and sex, because love is really, really important part of this. So the heart, we know that love lives in the heart, and that this energy, the sexual energy, connects to the heart. So according to the Tao, healthy sexuality is comprised of 50% love and 50% orgasmic energy. These energies emanate from the heart and sexual center, which is basically where the womb is. The heart center contains red energy, which is love, and the sexual center, blue energy, which is orgasm. So the transmutation is all about this energy traveling up and transforming. But when it travels up, it does transform, unless it gets blocked. So for this sexuality to be operating at its ultimate, there needs to be a strong connection between the two, moving the energy to up and down, distributing the energy between the two centers. So it's not enough to just have 50% love and 50% orgasm. They need to be connected. And we're going to do this in a minute. So this flow can be interrupted by any belief system that separates love from sexuality. For example, the belief that sex is dirty, or that others or oneself are sexual objects, or that sex is just about getting off, will interrupt the flow of the energy. So let's look at sexual to spiritual, and this has actually got very much to do with our inner vision, because when the sexual energy rises and it transforms, this is very much about, and our vision and our destiny are activated, this is very much about the sexual connecting with the spiritual and activating the spiritual, which includes the vision, the destiny, and the intuition, and so on. So sexual energy arises in the perineum from the first acupuncture point, the Huiyin. From here, it naturally rises up through the body and through the meridians and the transformation centers that we looked at yesterday. The first thing it does is gather in the belly, where it is transformed into chi, and it starts to revitalize the body and literally give you energy. When it reaches the heart, it transforms into an energy that permeates through the cells and regenerates the cells and the glands and returns them back to their original programming. Eventually, as it rises into the center of the brain, it can then awaken the area called the crystal palace, which connects us to the universal wisdom and awakens our consciousness. So let's just look at sexual energy as hormones. I just want you to understand all of this. You know, there's many different pieces to it, and I'm just kind of giving you an outline of the basics, and then we'll go into something that you can actually start doing. So your sexual hormones are a potent form of sexual energy. They're the manifestation of sexual energy in the physical plane. These hormones regulate both love and arousal and are reflections of our state of energy and emotional world. It is very common for these energies to block. This is due to beliefs, fear of love, and fear of arousal that actually cause our bodies to tense around our emotions. This blocks the systems of blood and lymph circulation and actually leads to disease. It's the reason the #1 cancers are of the sexual organs or the breasts. These blockages can be released through self-massage and conscious practices with energy. So it's important we understand the physical body as part of the energetic body. So let's look at recycling sexual energy, because when you learn to do this, it's a really, really powerful way to basically be able to work with your whole body. So your sexual energy has the power to create a life. This power can equally be harnessed to rejuvenate your body at the cellular level. This can be done by using techniques to direct the energy into your endocrine system and internal organs. Sexual energy can be sent into your brain in order to increase your brain function and cognizance. It is believed in Taoism that by working with your sexual energy, you can actually access information stored in your DNA. So it's ancestral wisdom and knowledge, intuition as well. By transmuting your sexual energy into your body and energy system, you can increase your energy levels, vitality, and health. When your energy is in flow and you are connected to your source power, you feel entirely comfortable in your masculine or your feminine, and you become magnetic. But we all have both masculine and feminine anyway. So once you have access to your own sexual power, it's a powerful catalyst to use with a partner for healing as well as pleasure. So, first of all, any questions about this? Feel free to type or ask. Is anyone wondering, so how do I transmute sexual energy? Okay, I mean, when you get into the practices, one of the practices involves actually you take the sexual energy, perhaps from the ovaries or the testicles, and you actually move it into your coccyx, up your spine, into your brain. You spiral it into the brain, and you're actually feeding your brain with the energy of orgasm, then bringing the energy down, and you can feed it then into your organs and then store it where we always store it, in the lower dantian. So for anyone who doesn't know about that or hasn't done it, I think a couple of people have done that already. So yeah, any questions? Just unmute and feel free to ask or type. Where do we start? Haley, let's have a chat. But basically, when I get people to start with breathing, that exercise, it comes in about 2 weeks in, but we can have a chat and I can explain to you about it. I know we're already talking on WhatsApp. Okay, so, right, yeah. Who here wants to give me a 1 in the chat if you want to have a go? Okay, if you want to have a go on doing some energy, we're going to transmute some sexual energy, actually. If you want to have a go, give me a 7 in the chat. Oh, a 1 in the chat. Sorry, it's a 1. A 1. Because I think you better leave if you don't want it. So just to say, if somebody's just showed up who hasn't been here before, my number, if you want to know more, giving everybody here who's joined on the Zoom a free gift. You can just message me on WhatsApp or a text message in order to basically let me know what you want. Okay, I see 1 or 2 new people here today. I'm also offering these 10-minute consultations. Again, you can just message me in the chat to get those. So, okay, we basically were just talking about how we have these 2 energy centers that relate to the sexuality. So we have the heart center in the heart. And I just consider that to be right in the center of the chest. And it's almost like if you put your hands there, I think you can kind of get this nice feeling. Remember, we smiled to the heart on Wednesday, and we can kind of smile there. Hopefully you can connect back into your heart. I hope you've all practiced this, by the way. You can smile back into that heart and feel the love, okay? And then we can move down. And this is where we're moving to, is where the womb is on the woman, which is pretty much right above the pubic bone, which is where the pubic hair is, okay? So just at the bottom of the belly, there's the womb, and you can kind of know that's also the sacral chakra. So you can just put your hands over that and just connect there to your sexual center. We're going to call this the sexual center and the love center. So we're going to be using some of the techniques we've already used, and we're going to add a little bit more to it to make this even a little bit more exciting. So shutting our eyes. Allowing our body to breathe. So just allowing our belly to rise and fall as we breathe in a deeply relaxed state. And bringing your attention back to your closed eyelids. You can notice that your eyelids are shut, but of course, you can still see, but all you can see is the back of your eyelids, which is a little bit boring. So with this exercise, we're going to visualize, and by visualizing, we're going to actualize. And this is what we're doing is fun, and we're going to do it with a sense of fun, and that's how it works. So moving the attention back into the back of your head. We're going to look inside and visualize we're now looking into the brain. And then we are looking down the throat. And we're looking into the mouth. Sorry, into the mouth, down the throat. And then we can look into the chest and find where we feel the heart is in the chest. So placing your hands over where you feel your heart is, which may be in the center of your chest, between your nipples. Smile into your heart, connecting with the element of fire and the red color of love. And as you smile there into your heart, feel that this red energy is growing. And you can feel the red energy is growing in your heart. And notice what sensations you feel as you do this. We're all unique, so we all feel different feelings. But smile with unconditional love and acceptance that you're feeling this red energy growing inside of your heart. And you can feel the red energy is probably spreading out into your chest and your shoulders, your abdomen, your stomach, your neck, head, arms, hands, maybe even down into your pelvis and legs and feet. And it's amazing when we just allow this red, loving energy vibration to fill our whole body. And this energy is self-love, and it's so important. So feeling this red self-loving energy filling your heart. Now use your attention to visualize that you're compacting it together into a ball of red energy inside of your heart, the size of a tennis ball. And you're leaving this red ball of energy floating inside of your heart. And now move your attention down to your sexual center and place your hands over your sexual center. And as you're smiling to your sexual center, you can connect with the color blue and with the element of water. And you can feel that this energy of the water element is coming out of your kidneys and it's spreading into your pelvis. And it's filling your whole pelvis with this blue, powerful, peaceful energy. And you can feel that energy is filling your whole pelvis like a blue lake on a sunny summer day. Feel this blue energy vibrating and filling your entire pelvis. And you can notice it's so beautiful and peaceful and light blue. But at the same time, be aware that it's a really, really powerful energy. Like a lake of water is very powerful, like a tsunami. And you can be aware that this energy has the power to create a new life, that it created you. And also be aware this energy connects into your DNA, your ancestral wisdom and knowledge. So feel yourself connecting into your ancestors and in fact into all of humanity, all that were and all that are to be. And now, as you bring your attention back in to your sexual center, visualize that you're walking into a cave that's like a womb. And as you walk into this cave, you notice a fire in the middle of the cave. And that around the fire are lots of old people who are talking and they are telling stories. And these old people are all your ancestors who are literally sharing and imparting wisdom and knowledge to you via your DNA that you've inherited, the body you were born into. It's all come out of those little two cells that went together to create you. So now just use your intention, visualize and create this ball of energy into a blue ball of energy, like a tennis ball, in your sexual center. And you're placing your hands over this blue ball and you're holding this blue ball with your hands as you're smiling through it. And in a moment, we're going to gently guide that blue ball of energy up into our heart. And we're going to guide it with our hands while using our intention to move it as we inhale. And we inhale, making a sucking sound. Okay. So when you're ready, just exhale out all the way. And then gently suck in, breathing in, and guide this ball of energy up into your heart. And placing it into your heart, feeling that this energy is combining with the red energy of your heart. And you can visualize and imagine and feel that these energies are mixing together, and that the red energy in the heart is changing to a deeper burgundy color. And that you can actually feel the vibrations increasing and the energy increasing. And some of it is even spreading out into your chest. So, holding this ball of red and transformed energy, slightly transformed energy. On your next exhale, use your hands and your intention to guide the energy down to your sexual center. Placing your hands over your sexual center. You can feel it's like this red ball of energy was like a sun sitting over a lake. The sun coming down with its orange light, sinking into your lake. And you can feel the sexual energy becoming warmer. And now is like kind of transforming into a kind of a lilac. So breathe into that energy as you feel it's transforming. And on the next exhale, breathe all the way out. And then suck in the breath, doing the same as you did before, raising this ball of energy up to your heart. Bringing it into your heart and placing it into your heart. And now you can really feel the transformation happening between the red and the blue energy. So that the energy in your heart is becoming purple, it's becoming warmer, it's vibrating faster, it's spreading through your chest, spreading out into your body. And you can feel this purple energy is permeating into your cells and starting to heal your cells. And when you're ready, exhale again. And bring the energy down into your sexual center. As you smile into your sexual center, and now you're really feeling that this energy too is becoming a purple color. You can feel that it's vibrating. And breathe into the energy as you allow your body to relax so the energy can transform and move. Really feeling into your belly expanding and falling. And again, exhale when you're ready, and then breathing in with the sucking sound and move this energy up into your heart. And we said into your heart, smiling into your heart and relaxing, because the key to this energy work is relaxing. Feeling this energy is filling your whole body. Feeling the energy really permeating through your being, through your cells. Knowing that the more you relax, the more the purple energy is going to spread. In fact, the more any energy is going to spread. So you can breathe out again with a sound, allowing the energy to travel down into your sexual center. And now we're going to just breathe in and out. And as we breathe in, we're going to bring the energy up. And as we can exhale down, we're going to bring the energy down. So breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. With each breath, the energy is increasing. And really feeling this purple energy spreading through your being. And really setting the intention that your body maintains the memory that your sexual energy is inextricably linked to the love energy in your heart, that this is a deep spiritual connection. And that this energy really grows and is constantly transforming and moving within your being. And know that all the misinformation that you were fed about your sexuality being shameful, that love is scary, it's all pure misinformation. And that you can reconnect with the divine, pure, creative, expansive consciousness, expanding spiritual nature of your sexual energy. And be aware that this is something you can just continue to expand into and allow to awaken your life and your being. So, when you're ready, just come back to your heart and really smile to your heart, placing your hands over your heart. You can even tell your heart, I love you. Really feeling that pure sense of self-love being fueled now in the spiritual plane by your orgasmic energy. And it's lovely to just gently move our body a little bit, to wiggle a bit. And wiggle from your hips. Feeling this energy through your body. And move your fingers and your toes as well. And when you're ready, open up your eyes, open your body, come back into the room and the space. Noticing what's happened in your body. And I want to welcome and invite anybody to share anything that they feel to share. If you want to send something private, just you can message publicly or privately.
I noticed that I could feel it was easy to access the feeling of love when my hands were over my heart. But when I was focusing on my sexual center, I felt more distractions and kind of, I couldn't connect as easily there.
Yeah, often people will find something like that. Sometimes people can't connect with the love. Sometimes they can't with the sexual energy. Sometimes they can't with both. And the thing is that we actually store a lot of these blocked energies in the sexual organs, in the vagina and in the penis. So actually, I was just having a group meeting with some of our clients where we're actually meditating and using certain techniques to clean that energy out of the vagina, which we can do once we've cleared it out of the organs, you know. So also bear in mind, you know, the first time we do it, when we practice energy cultivation, it doesn't mean, right, we just do the exercise once, yeah? I mean, some people can do the exercise once and get a pretty dramatic response, but for most of us, we need to do it, you know, repeatedly, right? Okay, so through doing it more and more, we feel it more. And the thing is, if we're doing it and we're noticing things like what you just described, it actually means we are cultivating the energy and stuff is coming up to clear, you know. So, and I just want to say it's really beautiful to do this exercise together with a group of people. I think some of us are in America and other parts of the world, Europe. Somebody has written something really beautiful. Yeah, different European countries. I just had tears streaming down my face. It like melted something around my heart. And yeah, I think when we do this as a group, it's powerful as well, you know, and this exercise is really powerful. Like I even have been having some beautiful feelings coming up just now myself, even though I've done it so many times. And I feel like you can do an exercise every day, and on different days, it can feel really different as well. Does anyone else want to ask anything, want to say anything, type anything? Yeah, I really felt actually my whole body like vibrating, but definitely as we were doing it, I felt a lot of sadness and different feelings coming up as well, you know. So I'm going to just stop the